Welcome back to my channels, my broken beauties. This is your girl Dara. Today's topic I actually wanted to talk about is I am Hmong, Hmong, and if you're Hmong or if you married into a Hmong family that maybe you're not Hmong, or if you are, if you married into a Hmong family and they're somewhat traditional or so connected culturally and they're less Americanized, this is a video that you may want to listen into. The topic is the Nya topic, okay? It's a different kind of Nya topic. So I hope that this video does not trigger you in any way, and if it does, then, leave it be. This is me doing me, just talking about my perspective and what I enjoy talking about. I feel like if you have your own opinions, you have your own opinions. I have my own opinions. I'm just talking about what I've learned along the way and to better this world rather than, and to better understand and create awareness rather than to break other people, okay? Because you can use your perspective to hurt and break other people and make them feel so low rather than you can just really talk about your feeling transparent, whether people agree or not, and just really do you, because this is important to you. This is a topic that you enjoy talking about, then let it be. So this is not towards anybody. This is just creating awareness to talk about something that I've always wanted to talk about. There's been a lot of stories from, women's that married into the Hmong family, or even men's, whether they're Hmong or not Hmong, and they're different nationality. I feel like anybody who is a different nationality has a big culture difference. Even if within their nationality, like if you're Hmong and you marry a Hmong person, there is still a big difference because every family has their own way of doing things and believing things and having morals of value in a different way. And it's okay. I feel like it's just, you just have to somehow work together and compromise and make things work. But if you make it harder than it should be and you're not willing to work it out, of course it's going to cause and create conflicts. And it don't need to be that way. Honestly, I don't think it needs to be that way. I feel like if two people fall in love, regardless of their nationality, I feel like you're going to make it work for each other and you're going to want to build a life together with what you know and make it better. Two different people coming together to build a marriage together, making it better with their difference, okay? And allowing it to make them, not break them. I know that a lot of elders are still headstrong, stuck in their own generation ways of learning. Being a daughter-in-law or a Hmong Nya is very hard. There is a lot of expectation. There's a lot of responsibility. Yeah, you definitely signed up for it, but it doesn't mean that it has to be that way. You definitely have to think about it that their generation is their generation. You could do your best, but you can't put yourself so low that somebody can easily treat you bad and you would allow that. There is something called self-respect. There is also having, self-love, and definitely know that respect goes both ways. From my experience, I can only talk about my experience. I don't know about others, but from my experience, me being naturally growing up, I had been a people pleaser because apparently that was what I've learned along the way. There's nothing wrong with that. But being a people pleaser when you are a Nya, it's not healthy for me. It's not. You're giving so much to the other people and you're not receiving. And you're not doing something for yourself to live that happier life. For example, if someone has always had an opinion about you, they never liked you from the beginning, they never treated you nice, they don't respect you, because when they talk to you, they act like you're a kid, right? Whether you're a kid or not, you've married into their family. And if you start to treat them with disrespect. And within the Hmong culture, it has already taught you that you have to respect one another, especially if they're your sister-in-law, right? Or anybody. If you're married into the family, there's respect right there. They respect you, you respect them. But if you disrespect them, then of course, it's not going to go both ways. Just because you are wanting to be a good nya, I've learned that you don't lower yourself to take that. I mean, you can definitely don't have to react to it because that's a lot of energy and emotions wasted on that person. But I'm saying is, know when it's not okay and when it's okay, you know, and really just measure your ability to take, because you don't need to take anything that you don't feel comfortable or you don't like, you know, and that's called protecting yourself. You gotta know how to walk away from a situation that is not healthy for you and not get upset about it, but just walk away and just be like, I don't know what that person's going through, but I pray for that person and hope for the best for that person, because I apparently just don't want to involve myself and I don't need to. And that way, when you present yourself in that light of love and self-love and self-care, people will start to think different about you and start to decide if they want to respect you or not, and that's okay. If they don't respect you, don't mean that you need to go back here always to start tolerating shits that you don't need to tolerate. You definitely don't need to tolerate anything you don't want to tolerate, but you don't need to act ratchet too. Yeah, there's going to be a time when you get upset and you argue and you're going to yell, but you're going to have to know how to measure yourself too. Definitely measure yourself, because you don't want to say things that you'll regret. And so I've learned that as a nya, my journey as a nya, you know, people has disrespected me, people has talked about me, people has belittled me, and people has not really considered my feelings and wanted to understand me or learn me, and that's totally fine. That's on them. And they don't need to, but I'm just saying is that kind of energy or people who just choose to be ignorant, don't want to know your journey, just look at you already and know that they've made a bad decision to don't like you or hate you, that's on them. You have something that they probably don't, it doesn't sit well because they need to change and learn something about you to better themselves within. That's their journey. They don't want to work on themselves. That's okay. Just stay away from that person. You don't need to involve yourself with anybody you don't want to. Just because you're a daughter-in-law, just because you're a good nya, or you want to be a good nya, does not mean that you step lower and abandon yourself and make yourself feel like, oh, I have to get to know this person, I have to talk to this person, I have to connect. Well, there is some kind of case where if you have to talk to them because they're your immediate family, just talk strictly business and get to the point, you know, because you can't force a relationship or a bond if that person doesn't even like you, doesn't even have any interest in you, doesn't even want to talk to you, doesn't even want to bond with you. That's just going to hurt you. You're just going to be the one who's getting hurt. So love yourself. Do not establish any kind of relationship with that person if they're not good for you. And all they do is just talk about you and make judgment here and there for everybody else. When really, they need to love themselves, have compassion, and forgive themselves so they can learn how to do it to other people, you know? And that's their journey. So again, I'm going to keep on saying these kind of stuff because it's whatever you're feeling inside internally, it's reflecting that you need to work on something within yourself. So I've learned being a nya, like, don't overcompensate and do so much. I've seen a lot of people where they work themselves to death. Like, they don't take care of themselves. They're always at people's, I mean, if you want to do it, fine, but I'm creating awareness of saying, ladies or men, love yourself enough to say no sometime. No is loving for yourself, because you need to work on yourself. You need to give yourself some time out. And yeah, helping and loving, supporting your family is very important as well. I get that. But I'm saying is love yourself enough to say no sometime, okay? So you can really feel like you're not going against yourself. And you can really work on things that do matter. because at the end of the day, for example, at the end of the day, you could be helping and pleasing everybody around you within your community. But in the end, when you have health issues, you have real life situation, hardships, no one's going to come to your rescue. You need to come to your own rescue. You need to take care of your health, your happiness, your little family that you have, your kids, your spouse, your loved one. You need to take care of yourself. So at the end of the day, all those extended other family, friends that are out there, you also need to learn how to say no, because you only have those weekends off from work to really heal yourself, to re-energize yourself, to really take that break, because life is not a rat race. Life is about learning how to ride your bike, to balance your life, to balance your time, to balance your finance, to balance, your energy. If you can't appreciate my qualities, that's cool. You don't have to be a part of my life. I just have to associate myself at the gathering because I got to get this done. Because I love a few other people here and I care about a few other people. So then you kind of just like lift that burden, that hurt of why that person is doing that to you. It's something wrong with them, not you. A lot of times they point finger at you and they talk and make rumors about you. But the whole time when you're at the event, you're always just getting stuff and trying to be helpful, doing your best. Like you don't know everything. You're not perfect, but you're there giving your time, being there presently and trying to help and trying to show love and support, And you're not there for the negativity, but then they're there for the negativity. They're there to see if you're going to make a mistake, or if you did that wrong, if you cooked that wrong, if you did this wrong. Like, I'm just going to do it again. Something is wrong with them. Because everything you're trying to do, they're trying to point out that you're wrong, you're not doing this right, they're critiquing you. It's like, do I get paid for this job? No. Just because I'm married in doesn't mean that, I have to be nyako pa or a plus 10 now. Like, You got to think about that. If somebody loves your loved one unconditionally and do their best for your loved one, and they're there presently to support the family, be grateful for that. Don't need to go and talk smack because that person failed to kill a chicken. That person failed to do that. It's just like, learn, teach one another. Don't be so quick to judge. What if they don't even know how to do it, or they're not as good, they're not as comfortable because that's not their thing, but they're willing to learn and help. Be grateful. Be grateful, because I do believe that the energy that you sent out there, it bounced back up to you. So I'm trying to do you a favor by teaching you that if you want to stop having that experience that you are having that's negative, stop being negative and work on yourself. Google how to stop being negative. That is going to help you improve on yourself, and you're going to be so thankful. You know why? Because I had to work on myself. I had to do that too. I had to self-teach and self-learn. So yeah, no one's perfect. It's all about learning. You think we were born to have all this installed in us? No. We have a clean slate. We learn from the first people who raised us up. Those are the biggest influence people in our life, is our parents, our siblings. And then we move on to the real world, school, friends, teachers. And then we move on to the real world where we work in the industry. We work, we do our own thing. We meet random people in public and we experience a lot of things, good or bad, and it's called learn. People who are bullies, people who are happy, people who are positive, people who are negative, people who are angry, people who are irritated. Learn from them all, because we're all still the same human being. We have blood pumping within our veins. We have skin like each other. We have a heart beating. We have our own story. We have feelings. Let's create awareness. Like, social media is a platform where we connect, we reach out to each other, we share, we teach each other, we learn, we love, we encourage, we pick one another up, not to judge. So yeah, I hope this talk was somewhat helpful to you and you got to know me a little bit. There'll be more videos that I'll be doing, some more talks, and some videos about you getting to know me. Yeah. So have a great day. Bye, my broken beauties.